Hello, friends. Man, it feels good to be back. I took a hiatus there. Like, man, I was like, I need to take a step back. I think I was running full speed ahead without even realizing what I was running into. And man, what I ran into is it's not only is it crazy, but it is very telling of where we're going as a society. Like it's a good indicator of what exactly human beings are and what they're capable of. It is wild to watch, actually. But I'm honored to be a part of it. I am honored to be included into that space. I think that it's amazing that we have a voice and it can be heard on platforms like YouTube and platforms like X. Um, I don't know if that's always going to be the case. There's always, I see people saying that like their content isn't being shown as much as it was before. We all know how, censorship works and how people like to weaponize it. And yeah, so that's always going to be a thing, unfortunately, most likely, maybe, hopefully not. But for now and for the foreseeable future, that's what it seems like. So, with that being said, what we're going to talk about today is I'm going to be showing you guys, I made on X using Grok. So, for everyone who's not on X or doesn't know, Grok is similar to like ChatGPT. So, it's an AI type of tool. Um, so, I used it to make uh, a picture or a portrait of Candace Owens, but like as like the stunning queen that she absolutely is. And when I say that, because we were like, oh well, here's the thing: is people always want to find a way to tear you down or nitpick you or find a problem with what you're doing all the time, especially on X. You are under a microscope on X. People will screenshot something you said and save it for like 10 years so that they can use that against you if you ever change your mind. Like you're not allowed to change your mind ever because as soon as you do, oh, whoever saved that 10 years ago, oh yeah, they're coming for you. They're coming for you. But I've had people like, you're idolizing her. She's not a queen. She's not like, yeah, we know. We know. Okay. It's a fake artificial intelligence photo. Okay. There's not a single person in the world that's gonna take a look at that picture and be like, oh wow, she's actually the Queen of England now. Like, get real. Like it's a meme and it just so happens to paint her in a really good light in a way that people actually resonate and agree with. Okay. And it's great because she's not just the queen in general, but she's more specifically the queen of receipts. She's a queen of receipts, you guys. Receipts. Now this is a term that like the young people are using. Okay. The receipts mean proof. That's what receipts mean. That's if someone says, "Oh, well, show me the receipts." It just means like show me the text message where it says that. I want to see what document you have, like the same way you would with an actual receipt. If you bought something, it's proof of purchase. If you actually bought this item, I want to see the receipt. So it's just kind of a way to say, all right, well, I want to see if what you're saying is true. And lately on X, she's been posting like tons of receipts showing exactly what Charlie was talking about, exactly what she was talking about, and other people. Okay. And she's been going full force with this. So I told Grok, I said, hey, can you make this lady look like the most beautiful queen in the world and have her be the queen of receipts? And yeah, so we're going to talk about that. And then we're going to talk about the back and forth that resulted of that. I'll show you guys some of the things that people have been saying. It's been wild. Um and then we're going to talk a little bit about how the web's back up. So there's that. And with the web being back up, we're going to talk about this kind of journey that this channel's been on and what direction I think it's going to take moving forward. And I think you guys are going to like it. So let's get going here. Let's get started. So first, we're going to dive right on into, let me pull it up for you. I got to be careful what I show you on X because some of it is like, it's so obnoxious. I don't even want to show you. But okay, so this is my profile. Um, you'll notice on my YouTube account that I also changed my profile picture on YouTube. So this is me. I took a picture of me and I put it in Grok just like I did with Candace. And I said, can you make me look like a really pretty queen? And so that's what that is. Obviously, I'm not obviously a queen. And they definitely made me look a lot more flattering than I can look sometimes. So I super appreciate that. But this is an AI image of me. So that's my new profile picture. Because the pictures that I've been posting of Candace have been gaining a lot of traction. So kind of made it a little bit of my identity for the moment. I don't know if that's always going to be the case because one thing that I want to address right here and right now, and this is what I have in my bio, is kind of what our channel is going to be moving forward. There was a point when I didn't really know what my channel was. Like I kind of just like I said, I jumped into it head first. And mainly because I was so emotionally charged with the direction our country was taking. Um, Especially, I mean, a very fundamental moment for me, or a turning point, if you will, for me, was the day that Charlie was publicly executed. Okay. Um, that was a defining moment for me for a lot of reasons. One of which was the fact that everybody saw that, number one, and number two, watching everybody's reaction to it. Some of it was profound. You had people wanting to go to church for the first time, sometimes the first time in their whole life, and other times the first time in a long time. And then on the flip side of that, you had people who were dancing on his grave. They were gleefully celebrating the death of this guy, and it's like it was a defining moment for me as a human being as to what this world is capable of and what human beings are capable of, and it changed me. It changed who I am as a person for the rest of my life. And I mean that fully, entirely. It changed who I am as a person for the rest of my life. And it's not because I was like a number one fan of Charlie Kirk or anything like that. I hadn't even heard of him until maybe like a year ago. And even then, I would watch some of his debates and I would agree with some of it and then disagree with some of it. Um, but the parts that I did agree with, I felt like he brought a good argument forward. I felt like it was something he was good at. And I admired his willingness to go out and sit down and have these conversations with people. So because of that, I would watch his content from time to time. But again, like I said, it's not like I was like overly, proud fan of being of Charlie Kirk. I admire his faith. I admire his work ethic. I have friends that like I love them and I admire them in certain for whatever reasons and disagree with them on other areas and can still meet up with them at the end of the day and put all that aside and just look at them as a human being and connect with them in that way. And I viewed Charlie Kirk very similarly. I didn't view him as someone who was evil. I didn't view him as somebody who was like intentionally trying to cause harm to people. I think deep down he really did care about the American people, and he really thought that what he was doing was for the greater good, and he had a deep passion and love for it, and I have nothing but respect for that. But regardless, even if it wasn't Charlie Kirk, if it was somebody else that we watched that happen to, and then I saw people celebrating it, I would be just as moved and just as I'm saying like fundamentally changed as a human being to watch how that unfolded and where we're at now. And I felt the exact same way when I saw it happen with ICE in Minneapolis. We saw it all over again, but reversed. And yeah. So with all of that being said and having all that happen, I had been considering making a channel and talking about this for some time. Because I was keeping it all in here. I was seeing it all happen and I'm pretty sure my husband was like, God, I wish you would just like get a diary or something. You guys probably feel like, lady, just get a diary and write it down. Nobody wants to hear what you have to say. And that's fine. That's fair. It's fair. But at the same time, what if people agree? What if there's somebody out there that feels like I do? And maybe I don't have to be alone in this. And maybe that's what I was searching for. I guess I don't know exactly. I didn't have a goal. I didn't have a goal when I started this. It was just like, I need to get this out. I need to take the thoughts that are in here and I need to put them out there in hopes that it helps in some way. Because I think remaining silent isn't helpful either. Um, in some cases it can be, I feel like depending on what you're going to say, maybe silence is probably better. I won't name names, but if you are holding certain political office and you have access to, I don't know, maybe Truth Social, for example, I would maybe consider it. I'm just saying, I'm all for free speech, but yeah. Anyway, we're not going to get into the weeds on that. But we're going to talk about today is what's important. We're going to talk about what is important and what is important only. Thank you very much. Okay. Um, and with that being said, as far as importance and how I see us moving forward, I really started this not really knowing what direction. We ended up going into the Epstein files, which now that web's back up, uh, we should be able to dive back into maybe. I have my opinions on that, and we'll get into that in a little bit. But let's start over here. So we have truth over comfort. Okay, I think we can agree that like that's kind of what we've been about so far. We're doing truth over comfort. I'm going to say what people are thinking but won't say. And this one right here is really important. Unapologetically on the nose. Yeah. I've had I've been told that I am, quote, too on the nose before, multiple times. And I don't know, like, here's the thing. I have my past growing up. You guys don't know a lot about me, but I'll tell you this. I have an issue, or I guess a personal flaw of mine would be that I can be a people pleaser. I'm a very friendly person. I don't like to offend people. I want to be friends with people. I want to be included. I want to be seen. I want to be heard. Like most people, I want to be considered. And as a result of that, when when I when I extend my hand out and um it's met with I don't know, I guess brassness or um maybe rejection or paranoia, whatever. If it's met with anything other than, "Oh, hey, we're in this together. Hi, friend." Um I tend to I might over apologize, I might not speak up for myself, and that's because, I just unfortunately, it's a personal flaw of mine. It's something I'm working on, and so I'm saying this to say that moving forward, I don't care if I'm too on the nose. I don't care. This channel doesn't care. I'm sorry. You might not wanna follow me, you might not wanna be my friend, you might not want to include me, and that's okay. I'm okay, and that's what I'm saying. I'm moving forward, I'm okay with that because that's what makes me me. This is my space to do what I wanna do with it, and I'm gonna be unapologetically on the nose, okay? I don't understand this whole, we need to all talk about the exact same thing all at the exact same time. That's what you see. You see it on YouTube, you see it on Facebook, you see it on Instagram, you see it on X. It's just you have like 500 different people, thousands of people all posting the exact same thing. It's like a copy and a paste. Or in addition to that, there's also like people making a different video about the exact same thing. Like we're all talking about what the president said today, or we're all talking about the war right now, or we're all talking about this. And like, yeah, I would say like broadly speaking, people who have a bigger following, they're gonna stick to like the main, um, talking points for the day. But it's it just gets to be like, okay, for someone like me, or like what I like to do is provide content that I would want to watch. And as a viewer, I will say it does get to a point where you want to go watch something and every single thing that's on your timeline is all talking about the same thing. So you're getting the same story, but just different variations from it. You just get a different perspective on everything. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. It's nice to hear different perspectives because it helps you kind of form your own opinion, or at least it should. It should help you form your own opinion instead of just taking people's opinions and then, parroting it back. I encourage people to think for themselves. I don't ever want to say something and then have people be like, "Oh, well, this is what I believe because that's what the Veiled Reckoning told me on her show." And so now I'm going to make that my identity, and I'm just going to blast it all over X and all over YouTube. And I'm never going to change my mind, even if I'm presented with different information, because that's what they told me and I trust them. Like people make these things like their identity. And I see it across all platforms. People will watch a certain person. They will then identify. A lot of these people are relatable. They're relatable. They have families like everybody. They have a life like everybody. They have a career like everybody. Um, they're very relatable, and they're great, and they have personality, and people love them obviously. So then they relate to that and they identify with that, and they always think like, oh well, if that person's saying that and I relate to you, that must mean that I agree with you. And sometimes that is the case, especially if you relate with them on most other things. But sometimes it might not be the case. And you're just feeling that way because you now identify yourself as being 100% in line with this person. And so I always encourage people to listen to what you're hearing, but then go and take that information and go and watch someone else and see if they have a different perspective. And then maybe go and do your own separate research. Like if it's something you care about, if you're just going to take the information and leave it in your head and not apply it to your everyday life, like fine, that's okay too. Not everybody feels the need to go into deep dives or details on every single subject like I do because I'm insane. But um, if you're going to be one of these people that are going to show up on these platforms and start arguing with people, at least at least come forward with different perspectives and facts, other than just watching one person's show and taking what they said and running with it. Um, because that might work sometimes, especially if that person was right. But if that person ever gets it wrong and you're just repeating it because that person said it and you 100% trust them all the time, then you're going to get it wrong. And now you're also contributing to the problem and you're spreading misinformation. And now you're arguing with people back and forth when they're trying to tell you, hey, that information is not actually correct. And that's where you get like this back and forth. So that's where I'm at on that. I'm unapologetically on the nose and I'm also unapologetically me. It just is what it is. Like I wanted to, um, I'm not saying any of this to say that like I'm not willing to work well with other people. That's not what I'm saying. I have every intention on um showing up and being my best self and collaborating in a respectful dialogue and just being a respectful person in general. I don't really burn bridges. I tend to give people the respect that they deserve and that they've earned, and I fully expect that in return. And if I feel like I'm not receiving that in return, you're going to see me pull back. Um if I'm friendly and all of a sudden you start to see that pullback, it doesn't mean that I'm not your friend. It doesn't mean that I'm not extending that hand over to you still. It just means that I'm not going to chase anybody. You understand? Like I'm not going to this channel is not going to feed off of the negative energy. It's not going to play into the drama of what I've been seeing on X. Like it's just not. Okay, we have work to do. We're busy over here. We have a lot of work. We're going through the files. We're looking through things case by case. We're checking up on things. We don't have time for that, okay? The offer is there. If you want to be a part of this movement, I that would be great. Okay? Actually that reminds me. I know I'm kind of going off on a little bit of a tangent here, but this is important because these are the things that I've been reflecting on um since I took that step back. Um but Baron Coleman, shout out to Baron Coleman. Thank you for all that you do. He does a great job on his show, and I watch him. And there was one time when he said something like, Candace, there was a time when Candace Owens was going through this process of trying to figure out what happened to Charlie by herself. And had it not been for him and Ian Carroll and like Coach Cullen, um, and some others, and I could be leaving people out, and I'm paraphrasing here, so I could be misstating it, but essentially he was getting onto the fact that like if it hadn't been for people stepping in to come and help support her, that it would have been a really lonely road for her to take that on by herself. And I agree. I agree because so far that's what it's been for me. But the difference is that I didn't have like a connection with Charlie in the same way, and I don't have the same drive. Um well, I do I have a large I'm very dedicated to my craft. I will say that. But it's just not as emotionally dedicated because like I didn't know Charlie on a personal level the way that she does. So I know that she would have continued to pursue what she was doing regardless, and you can see that she's gaining the traction that she's gaining because of that. I think it's very clear that she's very serious, and she's not going to stop until she gets the answers that she wants. And I implore. Am I saying that word right? Implore. I I admire that. Let's just say that. I can't remember words right now. I admire that. That's admirable. I strive to be that way. As a matter of fact, I'm generally speaking like I tend to be that way. Um, but Baron was right. Like, it can be really lonely. Like, there's times when I find something that I'm like, "Oh my gosh, I really just wanna talk to somebody about," or I wanna ask a question, like, "Hey, what do you think about this? Should I should I post this? Should I wait? Should I wait for more information? What are you thinking?" Um, and I don't have that. There isn't, like, this group chat text group that I can join in on and be like, "Hey, you know, what do you think about this?" I'm just here on my own, by myself. So, I have to go based off of, I guess, my own thoughts, and that's okay. I think everybody starts out that way, and I'm not saying that in like a complaining way. I'm just trying to show you guys, show my viewers that when I post things or I um come up with these ideas or I come up with all of this is completely organic and just me. I'm a one person team here. I'm a one person team. And another reason why I haven't been able to make any videos for YouTube as of late is because I just went through the files to it like an insane degree for like a month. I wasn't sleeping very well. I mean, I was up all night doing this because during the day, I'm either at my job that I still do as a cardiac sonographer or I am with my kids, believe it or not. Like I still have to, there's days where I have to be a wife and I have to be a mom and those are my best days. Those are my favorite days. I do that every day. But every once in a while I am going to have to take a step back and, get back to real life here. Not that none of this is real, but I'm just saying, like, I have to actually be physically present for my family, and for myself. Self-care is important. Um, but it does make it challenging because, to try and do the research and stuff, and it makes me a little bit slower. I don't get stuff out as fast. So, um, so yeah, that's where we're at right now. Things can always change. But with all of that being said, I just want to say that I've been chronically underestimated my entire life. I can't tell you how many times I've, done a job or started at a job and was dismissed, scoffed at, laughed at, um, and just completely underestimated. And then I just worked as hard as I could, harder than anyone else, put in more time, put in more effort, came earlier, stayed later. I'm telling you right now, if I'm dedicated to something, I'm going to make it happen. If I'm dedicated, I promise. I guarantee you, I will learn step by step every day if I want to, if I'm dedicated enough. And that's why that always happens. Because in the end, what ends up happening is I end up outperforming everyone, even them, even some of the top performers at companies. And and then when I leave, because I was underestimated, like, hey, you're obviously not appreciating the work that I have done or the work that I can offer or my qualities, which are a lot. My resume is good. I have a great resume. And if you're going to underestimate that, I'm going to take my skills and I'm going to go share them with someone else. And then when we start growing up and things are getting good, they always come back. They're like, "Oh, hey, we have a job available, or oh, we have an open." And it's like, "No, no, you didn't want to hire me. Remember, you said I wasn't ready yet. You said I wasn't now all of a sudden you want to hire me? Now that you realize, like, oh, wow, we could have really used someone with that type of drive and effort, and like someone that actually wants to do that. Like, wow, we why did we say no? Now all of a sudden you want to come back because now the other guy's just like trampling over you, your competition. No. So, and that happens to me a lot. I don't know why. I don't know if it's my face. I don't know if it's my voice. I don't know. I guess I don't have the best way of proving myself immediately. I tend to get nervous right away. Maybe people view me as overly confident. Maybe people view me as irrelevant or somebody trying to make money just for clicks and stuff. Like, no, no, no. I'm telling you right now, I've spent more money doing this than I have received. I haven't received even one penny, not one penny. The only thing I've received is gratification for myself from sharing my opinion and letting it be out there for it to be heard. And that's enough for me. Just having my voice heard and having a platform to be able to share it is enough for me. Um, so yeah, I don't make money doing this. Like I said, things can always change, but I've spent more. Like I've spent like definitely over. I mean, you guys have to go back and look at my original videos. I was making videos on my cell phone in my car, and then I started using my laptop and using the speaker on my laptop, which was awful. And then I got a mic, okay, and then I got a light, and then I got background lights. So like I have actually been investing my money into this, not making money. So I'm not profiting off of sharing my opinion or trying to be friendly with people. Okay. So with all of that being said, we are truth over comfort. I'm going to say what people are thinking but won't say. I'm unapologetically on the nose and I'm unapologetically me. And that's going to be this channel moving forward. Okay. And that might mean that one day we're going to talk about something I found in the files that I think needs to be shared because nobody else is talking about it. Or it could be that somebody said something on X that didn't make sense to me and I'm questioning it and I'm going to show you guys. I'm going to show you why. That could be that we're going to watch someone else's YouTube content and maybe ask some questions. I don't know what it means. I just know that it means that moving forward, that's what we're about. That's what this channel is. We didn't know that. I didn't know what I was going to do. And I think now I do. So I wanted to share that with you guys. And let's get into, I'm going to show you guys the AI picture I made now. So this is actually the second picture right here. I don't know if you guys can see it. I'm going to pull it up so it's bigger. Let me see what you guys can see. So yeah, this is, wish there was a way to like blow it up a little bit, but I think you guys can see it just fine. But yeah, this is the second picture I made. The first one, but I mean, look it. Just gorgeous. Look at that glow. Just glowing. And then look at the receipt. Because she comes with the receipts, you guys. Look, here's one right here. Because people were, I'm telling you. So look at this. It got 28,000 views. Okay. But people were in the comments like, uh, saying, like, she doesn't, what are you talking about? And no, she doesn't. And there was just like a lot of back and forth and like arguments. See, like this person, like receipts, laughing face, this right here. Candace Owens cites her dreams. She's retarded. And then this person, the Dibster. They follow me, by the way. Shout out to Dibster for following me. I followed you back. Um, so did Charlie. Was he retarded too? I love that. Seriously. I mean, she doesn't just like people act like that's all she does. Like she just goes on her channel and just talks about like her dreams. And that's how you know, like they're intentionally trying to like paint her as somebody who's crazy. Like they'll take one thing she says, like she'll talk about a dream one time and they'll like take that and run with it to try and discredit everything else that she says that's actually accurate. It's just it's bizarre to watch play out, really it is. But that's how you know, like I'm telling you, we're under spiritual attack. This is a spiritual war. That's what that is. I mean, look at this look at this. Look at their profile picture. What is that? What is that? Okay? Knowing what we know about Egyptian magic, okay? Like just saying. It's kind of weird. Anyway, so I just want to show you guys that. That was the second one I made. The first one I made that gained a lot of traction. Let me see if I can find it. There's a lot of, again, I'm just going to show you guys what's important here. Here we go. There she is. Look at the battle bun in full effect. The battle bun. The battle bun. I love it. It's just amazing. So yeah. And then I shared a picture of myself and I said, so for anybody who is not on X, I get it. Like not everybody wants to be on X. And I if I didn't have to do it to keep up with what's going on, I wouldn't do it either. And honestly, I guess I don't have to, but like I personally just have to because I can't not watch this. It's like a bad train wreck. It's like I'm just like I can't look away. But so basically I just said, and you guys already know me. Obviously, you see me face to face. They don't. So my profile picture was not of me. Um so yeah, I just shared a picture of me at a wedding. But yeah, there's another one. Look at that. Awesome. So yeah. And then there was people wanting to they said that I should do merch. So I reached out to Candace, guys. I reached out to her about possibly doing merch. So I don't know how that works. I've never done merch. Okay. Would have never even thought to do merch because with my small following of 26, 7, whatever it is, subscribers on YouTube and my 51 followers or whatever on X, who's buying my merch? Really, I mean, you guys barely even know me. Like, why would you want to buy something from me? But I agree. Like, this looks like nice. Like, this is pretty. I don't know. You could put that on a cup. And the idea too, the receipts. Oh, and it doesn't just stop here, guys. I've made different variations of this. I have them stockpiled. Like I'm just waiting. Every time she posts another receipt, the queen of receipts is getting dropped. I'm telling you, a new one. I've got different variations of Candace showing receipts. Some of them are royal versions, some of them are different versions. They're all versions that like I believe are flattering of her, so it's nothing crazy, but definitely just like really fun. We like to have fun on our channel too. Like, yes, we're serious, but we're also fun. And yeah, so I have really fun Candace receipts in my back pocket, just waiting. Just waiting. Because I know, here's the thing is, the thing about the queen of the receipts is that she's gonna come with the receipts. I can comfortably keep a stockpile of memes ready to drop proclaiming the queen of receipts because we know she's gonna come with the receipts. That's how like it's predictable. It's reliable. That's kind of like why she's the queen of receipts. Okay? So just saying. For those of you that keep coming at me over it, like, okay, well, keep coming at me. Oh yeah, and then the reason why I posted this because I don't know, I guess people are gonna they're saying that people are gonna get sued on X. If you guys are on X and you saw what happened to Project Constitution, he went he went all in on the whole tape. There was a tape of somebody in the files that sounded like Erica Kirk, but it wasn't Erica Kirk. Okay. And he mistakenly put it out as it being Erica Kirk. It was later debunked that it wasn't. Now he's getting sued. He's doubling down on that. So as far as I'm aware, he is the only one outside of, Wolves in Finance, Zach, who has received a cease and desist. Well, also, I think Candace did too a while ago. But there isn't just like a bunch of people on X receiving cease and desist letters for, talking about or questioning Erica Kirk. That I'm as of yet. There's been maybe some threats about it. There's been people posting saying that it's going to happen. But for now, from what all that I can verify, it's just Project Constitution at the moment. So that's what that was about. So I just posted the Queen of Receipts, and I'm like, okay, well, if people are gonna get sued, Candace is gonna get the receipts. She's gonna get the receipts, and she's gonna drop more receipts. So I look forward to that, and I think everyone else did too. So that's why they liked it. But I'm gonna pull this back up because I want to show you guys the merch that I look at this. I mean, would you buy? Be honest. Be honest. Would you buy this sweater? Would you buy? I think it's cute. I like it. You got this in the front, and then look at that. It's more like business in the front, party in the back, right? Classy, classy. It's cute. I would wear that with like a pair of leggings. You could even wear jeans with it. I would wear it at home. I could just see myself. Like it's fall, it's winter. You have this cozy sweater. You got your tea, and you're gonna watch some tea. I mean, like low key, I kind of want to make this figure out how I can make this sweater just so that I can have it for myself. Like not even like do merch. Just I want to put it on and watch me some Candace and watch the Queen of Receipts. But yeah, I did. With that being said, I did reach out to her because I did have people reaching out to me requesting that. It wasn't a lot of people, but um, it gave me the idea, and I thought, well, if this takes off and people want merch like this, then why not? But I don't want to sell. I don't want to sell a AI generated picture that I made of Candace. Uh, and profit off of her image without obviously her permission. First of all, I'm no expert on how any of that works. Again, I've never sold merch, so I wouldn't know. But I feel like that's illegal. I feel like people can't just do that. But at the same time, I see people do it all the time, so I don't know. Um, like people make pictures of Trump all the time and sell it on T-shirts and whatever. So I really don't know. I guess I just have a personal. I don't want to upset anyone. So it's not even just about like the legality of it. It's about basic respect, and I have to always ask myself, how would I feel if somebody made a picture of me, flattering or otherwise, and then just started like selling it and making money off of it and didn't even include me or think to include me or even ask if I would be okay with it. I would find that to be disrespectful. Um because what if I wasn't okay with it and now you're just selling this stuff? So I can't comfortably go ahead and do something like that unless I get her permission. I did reach out to her. If and when or ever she responds back and this becomes a thing, I'll let you guys know. Otherwise, this is just going to be, we're just going to put a pin in it. And it's a cool picture regardless. This is a cool idea regardless. I love it. And so, yeah. So, yeah, man, I think really that's all I have for you guys. Well, other than, like I said, I mean, the things that are going on X, and I don't want to make this like, I'm going to bring myself back up here. I don't want to make this I'm gonna sit down and pull up social media and we're gonna talk about it for our channel. But if that's what you want, like there's people who aren't on X and they want to see the drama. People like the drama. I'm not someone who's super into the drama. I have been engaging into it, but it's very intentional and purposeful. So it's not like this back and forth of like, oh, I want to like just take a dig at you just to take a dig at you. No, it's intentional in like, hey, your behavior is harmful, or hey, your misinformation or the gaslighting that you're doing or the uh campaign of hate that you're spreading is harmful. And I express that. I might express it in the form of AI generated memes. I might express that in the form of a comment. I might express that in the form of sharing it and then putting my own 2 cents in. So that is the areas in which I engage. Outside of that, though, anything else like making fun of people's appearance, making fun of people's, except for I need to correct myself. I need to correct myself because if we're gonna be calling things out and speaking the truth, I need to be honest. I did say Laura Loomer gave me a jump scare. It did look. It wasn't a very flattering photo of her, and someone reposted it, and I said, hey, you might want to put a trigger warning on that thing. That's all I'm saying. That was it. That was it. That's all it was. So yeah, I guess maybe I did involve myself a little bit in that drama. I try not to. I don't want to. I really would rather just stick to facts and just being factual. But, she's the exception because she's just been real lately. Some of the things that have been being said, just deserve to be called out, and if you can't take it, then don't give it. And some of the I mean, it's just been really crazy, guys. So if you guys want to see that, you want to see the comments that I'm sending, we can go ahead and do that. But I don't really want to make this show about drama. But honestly, the way things have been heading on X, it might just end up being that way, whether I like it or not, because whether or not I want to engage in the drama keeps engaging with me. Okay. And I'm not going to, don't leave it to me to back down from a fight. Because here's the thing is if you're going to attack me, I have the right to defend myself, just like certain countries do. Okay. If you're going to attack somebody, they have the right to defend themselves. Okay. So don't kill me over it. But yeah. Anyway, I'm so glad I got this off my chest. I really needed to get this off my chest. And thank you for listening to it. And thank you for being here. Truly. Like, thank you for being here. I look forward to working with all of you. I look forward to growing with all of you. And I'm so excited for the future. I am. I'm so excited because when all you want to do is get to the bottom of the truth and all you want to do is spread joy and light, how can you fail? It only goes up from here. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you next time.